want to be a nigga. The great words of Paul Mooney.
Don't nobody want to be a thief.
There's some thieves out there.
Shit.
Walking around like you and me.
Shit, somebody stole your whole name one day.
Yeah, the whole name of our show too.
Straight up, I saw Unplug Houston sponsored by somebody else.
Yep, I saw that shit too. Every time I see it, I screenshot and send it to Lovey.
www.lovethenumber10radio.com. Yes, Boris does that to ruin my day.
I be like, hit up JB, make sure he ain't, up to nothing. JB tell you about this?
Shout out to my boy JB. He's back with the Versus team. It's Cranston. So I want to say, we doing some pretty big shit as far as the beginning of October. We just we're adding 2 more shows. Yes, so shout out to Elixir. Bottoms Up, she's going to be having cocktails and confessions. And shout out, well, we don't know about you yet, big homie. We'll find out after tomorrow.
That sounds so familiar.
Right? That's that nigga name, bro.
No, I think I might know him.
Shout out to Guala, the Man Cave show, Tomorrow Today show. All the shows have been doing really, really good. I'm really proud of y'all. The Bar Babies Battle Rap show, that shit's dope too. We got Oscar Chachi on there, so shout out to Oscar.
Drop some bars on one of their shows.
Yeah, you should. We be talking big battle rap shit, but you gotta know what you talking about.
I'll be watching.
Oh, okay.
I would just be listening so I can repeat some of they shit they say to other people and make it seem like I know.
Like you know what they talk about.
Knowing shit.
And of course on Fridays we got In the New radio. We gonna see what Miss Cookie got going on with her little freaky ass.
We do Real sometimes too on Fridays.
I was gonna say that. Sometimes. He just told me he wasn't going to, and I'm like, yes you are, bro. Come on, stop it. Do your fucking show.
I'm sick.
You ain't sick. I'm sick of your shit.
What you sick of?
For real. We got my homeboy Monzel DeAndre in the building, y'all.
It's good.
It's been a long time, but it's always wonderful when he comes home. It's much appreciated.
Back with my peoples.
Right, where you belong.
You move back? Yeah. All right. I mean, no. I am undecided.
Okay.
I am undecided.
He's undecided.
He just want them hoes to know he back.
At all.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't let people know my moves are, man. Come on now.
Shout out to my boy Franchise Music in the building.
Come on, man.
Get them hoes address. Stop playing.
He telling bitches you only here for a night so you can get some one night pussy.
I'm only in town for the night.
Yeah.
And we see you at Walmart like,
When people ask me,
I'm headed to the airport.
am I in town? That's the question I like, all right?
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just visiting.
Oh, yeah.
I have to ask you. Right? Shout out Franchise Music in the building. We got some big shit coming from FMTV soon.
Yep.
So that should be
Stay tuned.
dope. Boris, Convenient Rillos, also in the building. He has some things he wanted to share with you guys.
I would like to share that I do not like being called by Boris, comedian.
Did I call you Boris?
Either say the whole, just don't say the whole. If you say the whole government, then it's kind of cool because it's somebody in the government named Boris Johnson, so people relate the two. And what's crazy, speaking of Boris Johnson, somebody hit me up from like France or Russia, and they was like, "Hey, I was looking at all the different Boris Johnsons, and I want to interview each of y'all on how y'all doing versus the Prime Minister here." And I was like, he was like, I just want to see what all the different Boris Johnson's been up to, because he write for like a big newspaper over there or something. So
feel weird.
That's interesting.
I mean, I thought about it because I figured it's a way I can get Love the jail name out there, because it's like, hey, what do you do? What have you been up to during the pandemic? They want to know how everybody's been affected during the coronavirus.
Yeah, but I just think it's weird that they're particularly singling out people with your name.
I ain't the only one.
I know, but you the only one.
There's more of us out here than you think.
I see. I don't know. I gotta check that out. They might be shipping y'all niggas off.
Hey, ship us off. It's gonna be Love the Jam with us.
No, we have to launch a team to come find your black ass.
Come get me. I know whatever happened, I'm gonna be alright. So God got me. That's what we usually.
Sure.
That's what we usually say to block that kind of hatred. They ain't coming to get me though. But yeah, don't.
I wasn't trying to spook you, boy. I was just saying.
Yeah, Comedian Rillos.
They ran it up, niggas.
One of them.
You think they sent a journalist to come get you?
Them be the ones.
You know,
Them be the ones.
You don't even need that. You can put something like, I really like to eat on the ground, and I'm a dumbass that'll keep reaching for it as you pulling the string. Like, it is what it is. Put a blunt down there.
He's stupid.
I'm going to go down and pick it up. You just keep dragging
on the way.
it.
Right.
Just throw me in the back of the van. Just let me smoke it.
What else, Boris? Didn't you have some shit to share?
No, I wanted to talk about the debate the other day, the presidential debate. I want to encourage people to look into the candidates. I was watching and it was just like two kids up there like arguing. Like, regardless of who the president is, there should be some sort of respect. Regardless of who the vice president is, it should be some sort of respect. And it's like they wasn't even respecting each other. They was talking over each other. And then it's like they would ask a question and Trump will answer the question first, then Joe Biden answer the question, but then Joe Biden is, while he's talking, Trump is just yelling out random shit that ain't got shit to do with the question. It's
like what?
What would you do about the war? And Joe Biden like, yeah, I would talk to the army general, and Trump yelling, hey, he'll suck a dick.
He did not say that.
He said, but it was like that.
and Joe Biden, it's like when somebody says some outrageous shit, you can't just keep going. He like, oh, whoa. That is not true.
So he was on the defense at this point?
Exactly. It's like
it got to a point. How many times have you heard somebody tell the president of the United States to shut up? Shut the fuck up. He was like, man, will you shut up? Shut up.
That's what Biden said to him?
I thought Joe Biden said to Trump. He was like, man, will you shut up, bro?
At the beginning, I told KK, I said, I bet if they turn Trump mic off, he gonna start yelling across the room.
Oh my God.
That's the only thing they didn't do that night. But that was hilarious. I don't know. I couldn't picture. It's like somebody who talking shit, and you know you can hit them or knock them out, or at least get a good lick on them. But you really just can't hit them because they got a bunch of people behind them.
Security's all
They the president of the United States.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was funny. That was a sitcom.
People don't realize they playing with our lives up there.
Straight up, yeah.
they playing with our lives, and
that shit was a sitcom. But everybody need to go vote.
But it's more about like both parties say what y'all got to say. Let the other person talk, cause you can't even learn the candidates because they on that bullshit.
We learned everything we needed to know off the first debate. One party got a plan. One party don't.
No, I'm gonna tell you what we learned on the first debate. We learned that our president will not condemn white supremacy.
No,
they gave him multiple options at the beginning of that, and I don't see a lot of news people playing those clips. But he refused to condemn. Joe Biden called him out on it, and he refused. Even if they talking about it on the news, every radio station, that urban radio station, should be talking about this every single day until the election.
Why?
Because he will not condemn white supremacy.
I'm confused.
You still have black people that's gonna go vote for Donald Trump because they might agree with some of his policy or agree what he doing there, but he will not condemn white supremacy.
What in anything that this motherfucker has done gave you the idea at any point? I did not condone it in the first place.
It's not for me. Like, I already knew he didn't, but they're putting it out here in front of you, and it's like people just grazing over that because they looking at all the jokes and they looking at the disrespect. This happened towards the beginning of it. And this was very important.
Bro, this happened before this motherfucker even became. We knew what.
We knew, but everybody else watching it is still distracted. How many people that you see on Facebook are addressing this one topic?
Everybody's addressing it. That's the only topic everybody's talking about.
Most people cracking jokes and this and that. It's like, no, like this is serious. Like, our lives are in these two hands. And we don't know I don't know what either party is about after the first debate. I don't know what they'll stand strong on. They even asked him about California being on fire. They was like, hey, what you gonna do about the fires? You know, his families who being displaced from their home. He said, better forest management. That's what he said.
He said the reason why there are forest fires are because there's low maintenance of the forest.
Now,
The forest is nature.
No, that is true. That is true. That's true. But
It's
they
not
was
true. It's a forest.
No,
It doesn't need to be maintained.
No,
it's nature.
This earth needs to be taken care of.
Yes, but a forest, people just need to leave it the fuck alone.
But look, leaving it alone is one thing, but people naturally can't leave stuff alone. That's why when they walking through somewhere, they'll throw some trash on the ground. Even if it's just a little gum wrapper, they naturally just throwing shit everywhere, and they're not taking care of it.
That's not natural for me. I think that's a decision.
You got people who's finished smoking a cigarette and just throw it on the ground, don't even worry about what they ate.
A lot of people do that.
That's how a lot of parties are.
But that's a decision, though. I think littering and taking care of the earth is a decision.
And I think forests and forest fires
take care of
are
themselves.
natural. They're natural occurrences in nature. It's because we as humans go and live and put our homes and build all these homes in these places that don't necessarily belong there. And in nature, nature's trying to go through its natural state. Like, it goes through cycles. It burns down. It rebuilds. It grows. That's what happens.
I understand that, and I'm completely fine with that. My problem is they address these people's homes that are on fire right now and ask the president, what are you going to do to help?
Right, I understand.
And he said what they should have done to help. Like, the problem is already here.
Right, I agree.
Now, mind you, the reason there's no forest management is because when your government officials who you vote for go and ask for money on this and that, the forest was getting money.
Yep.
But after a while, they pulling money to pay for this. They pulling money to build this, build that, build that. And then you look back and there's no money in the forest fund. So who you gonna pay to do it if it ain't no money to do it?
Basically, there's no budget for
it. Basically, somebody else got greedy in another area, and whoever the politicians are today probably wasn't the ones who made that decision, 20, 30 years ago. But they the ones who got to clean it up. He even called them out about the rainforest. He was like, hey, you the president of the United States. They over here tearing up the rainforest and it's ruining different parts of the world because of all that the rainforest provides. Why aren't you saying anything about it? Mm-hmm. And he's just like, well, they do whatever they want to do over there. And it's like...
yeah, because it's they shit.
But
it's not like America is solely responsible for every other country.
It's not that we're responsible. We got to realize how much we take from these different places. And if these places are gone, it's going to affect us in the long run.
No, I agree with that.
It's not about what's affecting us right now. It's what's going to affect us in the long run. That's why what the president does is important for the future. It ain't right now. Our officials is handling it right now.
Our officials is gonna handle everything. There's people, like, I understand voting and I understand local government, you know what I mean? But when it comes to the presidency,
you're a world leader.
Levels,
The United States president is a world leader.
I'm not. He's a figurehead for the United States of America.
No, he's one of the world leaders.
He's a figurehead. Anybody could be the figurehead and represent the ideas.
I'm just talking about he's the face. I mean, other people help make the decisions going up, but I'm talking about if you look at
one person is making the decisions.
I'm saying if you look at the faces of the world, you're gonna have Vladimir Putin over here. You're gonna have, you used to have Kim Jong-un. I don't know what's going on down there because now the lady.
But they didn't have presidents. They had prime ministers. A lot of them still are in hierarchy government systems where their families pass it down.
Right.
So
really
I'm saying that in a sense that not that he makes all the decisions and stuff.
He represents us.
I'm saying, and if you see
that's what I'm trying to tell Boris.
What I'm saying is, if you see a huge problem, even if you can't do anything about it, say something because there's somebody who can do something about it.
He don't care.
Exactly. Now, as far as business wise, he definitely turned America into a business and grew it here and grew it there. But how many people suffered for the richer to get rich?
The people who are adamant about him staying in office, here's the deal. You have to understand they have enough money to go around some of the prejudice that the masses see. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got enough money to live outside of that world. So you don't get to see what most of the people in the hood get to see, or what most of the lower class in the suburb get to see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you're in that realm, the only thing you're worried about is your money, your assets, and getting more. And if you have a president that's in power that is going to help you make more money, as a business owner, I get it. I understand.
That's why they vote for him.
I get it. I understand that.
Because your family gotta eat, regardless of what's going on in the world. I want my family to be taken care of.
And the one thing I did agree with Trump. Now, everybody pay taxes. We all pay taxes. We all think it's fair. But as a business owner,
he paid
$750
but he was right. He said
he worked the system.
He said if you a business owner and you know that and you have the knowledge that there are tax loopholes, you're gonna take those loopholes. It don't matter who you are.
And it's your responsibility to find those loopholes, like he found those loopholes.
Exactly.
Because they exist for a reason.
So we can't be mad.
He probably put them into place.
Right.
Of course he know him.
Why wouldn't
his
you?
mom and
Why
daddy
wouldn't you use the loopholes if you the one that making the rules?
Exactly.
And they got friends that have been in power forever, so they know what the rules are when it comes down to these taxes. So we can't be upset with them because they got the knowledge. It's up to us to figure out, nigga, how you did this shit. Because you only paid over the last 20 years, you only pay how many taxes? Like,
but
how much?
When that story came out, I was like, well, shit, he know what he doing. It wasn't even like well, he cheated the system and this and that. It's like, nah, he just know what he doing.
I mean, I'm not even upset about it.
When it's someone with some money dealing with Trump, he pretty much know what he doing, because everything he does is business driven.
But that don't mean, like, okay, this is my thing. I feel like it paints America as a picture of less human and more concerned about the dollar. Like, we're shifting as humans into valuing money and the pursuit of it in business over compassion and empathy and humans and helping each other and
Let's be real.
Basic.
Let's be real. When has happiness and money ever been uncorrelated?
Right?
Period. Ever in your life?
I don't know too many broke, happy people.
Exactly.
Now listen, I can say this now. I done been to, like,
I mean,
I understand.
you know me.
Let's be real.
I'm talking about, I'm saying,
happy people do you know.
I have, in the sense of, not everybody, it's our value system. What we value here and what we consider. I know, that's what I'm saying.
You haven't been out the country.
And I know, that's my point, is that I've seen people we would consider broke
right.
who are happy. So I can't say that I didn't see that.
We're talking about Americans.
Yeah,
And that's my point.
I met people who are American that's broke and happy.
I don't know them niggas.
I've met people who've had little.
But see, we can talk about broke.
Giving up as in life, like
Since you were a child, happiness has been associated with being able to.
How many gifts you got for Christmas? You got one?
Not even that.
Happy.
Not even that. Not even that. If I have the money to buy the things that make me happy, I'm happy. Right?
Because someone is telling you that having these things is what's going to make you happy. But see, like, say in my mind, I'm like, okay, boom, I got this goal, and it would make me happy if I can get like 5 people to be inspired by some shit I do, and I live a regular schmegular life,
right.
But I make that shit happen. So to me, I'm like fulfilled, and I feel like I'm
happy.
rich. You know what I mean? It ain't because I pulled up in this car or whatever, because that's what other people view.
What's the difference between me having enough money to pull up in the car that I want and me having just enough money to pay all my bills and be happy and I ain't got to stress about my house, my car note, my bills, and that? What's the difference?
It's desire. And what you want, what you view. That's my point.
One is a lust of possession.
Not necessarily. How is that? If I have the money to purchase something that I want,
and I can spend the money, and that makes me happy,
then is what you want making you happy, or are you already happy because you have the money?
Maybe I'm happy because I have the money to purchase something that I want.
So the money is what makes you happy. That's lust of possession.
I ain't never heard nobody that didn't hit the lotto and said, I'm sad as hell.
I ain't saying it's gonna make you sad, but when you
get your paychecks, are you happy or sad?
If I play
if you come home and your lights is off, are you happy or are you mad? Are you sad?
I'm trying to figure out who I probably I'm not happy. No, I don't be happy. And KK can tell you, like, I just be so nonchalant. Like, well, shit, the lights off. Who we need to call? Let's just get it taken care of. It's not like I'm not getting upset.
What if just at that point you don't have the finances to take care of it?
But when you get money in your bank account, when that check hits,
what's the first thing you gonna do?
Are you happy?
I mean, I'm satisfied. Like I've been at the same job for 14 years, so it's like it's just routine. Like,
Okay, so if you at work every day, you go to work, you get your check.
No.
And it ain't what you know it ain't what you supposed to get.
Or you don't get it at all.
Are you happy?
I'm gonna hit my boss up and say,
Alright.
but when I hit him up, I ain't mad because I understand I earned that already.
Right,
so I know it's
exactly.
coming.
That's a job.
Like, so it's not
I'm
like,
talking about.
We went bankrupt, you ain't getting your money.
I'm just saying.
I'm working in store.
I'm just saying.
We not talking about survival.
Hold on. See, what
body-
franchise fail to realize is I work in stores. If y'all bankrupt, I'm taking everything out of here. Excuse me, Pepsi just went bankrupt. I need to take every Pepsi product off of this shelf. Like,
I'm getting my money.
I'm gonna try to come and get some crates. I'm taking everything out of there, man. Hey, we gonna mail you your check for this shit.
I'm talking value system though. Like it was even a time in history where people valued power more than they valued money. They wanted to be
They still do.
enamored over. Not everybody apparently, because money apparently is that.
Money
that
gives you power
that was
not necessarily true. You gotta read the 48 laws. That's not true. Money doesn't give you power because
it's a certain people that ain't richer than the rich.
Let me tell you why I say
that. Got out of power.
There was no way possible Jay-Z would have been able to make that partnership with the NFL if he didn't have that B somewhere around his name. Period. Because he would have did it already. He would have done it. Yes?
I think that we are in a critical time in history right now where they're like forced to consider black people as equals, doing businesses. You're tripping. They can't ignore it no more.
Basketball court.
Kaepernick still don't have a job.
Still don't have a
They
job.
ain't forced to do nothing. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's a socially acceptable thing to do.
Right, and the fact that he did that and he's the first pioneer nigga to do it.
And he still don't have a job.
I'm not talking about Kaepernick. He's not. Not saying he don't need a job, but I'm saying he wasn't that great at football, bro.
What?
Kaepernick wasn't that dope. He wasn't that great.
Okay, I'm fuck San Francisco. I don't like, but he was good his first year, maybe.
He was. It's not like he was super dope. Nigga,
I felt like he was still somewhat solid. Like
as a quarterback,
he went from a starter to
he took the team to the Super Bowl.
He was
top third string.
He was still able to be at least second string.
But now as a team, if you have this quarterback with this much money and he's a problem because of the attention he's drawing, why would you hire him? You just don't. It's just too much.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
You think he's tripping because he got every brand,
he's not tripping,
he's still making money.
As a brand, as a football team, he's just toxic to any team because of what he stands for.
I think
the value system.
I think when he tried out, he bullshit.
He's a great star.
I don't think he in there going hard. I think when he tried, he bullshitting just to keep the process going because he making so much money off of it. He ain't going to no trial and balling out because there's no reason he shouldn't because he know everything that's required to get to that level.
I think he's accepted his legacy being what it is.
He's also making probably more money than he did on the field.
Oh yeah, he definitely
being an activist who's against the NFL versus working with them.
But
he's a businessman. He's smart.
I was just wondering because I thought like maybe a few years ago Travis Scott took the offer to perform there, and I thought Jay-Z said something about it. He was against him performing because he was like the NFL is not taking a stance on Black Lives Matter with the Kaepernick protest, and then later on you see him doing business with the NFL. I just didn't.
That's why I'm telling you.
That's why
you gotta read the fine print. If Jay-Z said that years before, and then years later he's a billionaire, and all of a sudden he's in the end circle. Let's be real.
That's why I said this is a different time in history. They're appeasing us by letting one in. That's what they do, though. They be like, okay, we'll let him in. He gonna listen. He gonna, the minute he get out of line.
Oprah in.
No, Oprah been in.
Shout out to Oprah.
They could have let
Oprah been in since the color purple, nigga. Oprah been in.
I'm talking about.
She's the master's favorite.
My grandma think we related to Oprah. She go down this whole spiel about how we related to Oprah. I'm like, well, how we still broke?
She's been in that circle, but I'm talking about, and she hasn't been doing what Jay-Z has been doing. So I can't say Oprah.
She hasn't wanted to do anything.
She hasn't wanted to do anything like that either. So I can't really use Oprah as a good example, but Jay-Z has been trying to do that. When he was a millionaire, they was like, no, shut the fuck up. I mean, we hear you, but you ain't making enough noise.
I don't think it was the money. It was the time. It was the time. Right
yeah.
now, it's the timing. You can't shut niggas down right now without no kind of...
But Jay-Z did this, 2 years ago, though?
That was when... What happened? Who was it? Sandra Bland I'm saying, like, they have their hand is being forced because it's too much shit going on. But niggas, they gotta give niggas little victories where they can.
I don't think it was when Jay-Z created that partnership with them to do the halftime shows. I don't think that at that time it wasn't forced because we didn't have the George Floyd happen yet. We didn't have that happen yet.
Jay-Z saw opportunity to make money, and that wasn't about the people. That was about putting more money in his pocket.
That too, but it was about the people because he also been getting a lot of motherfuckers out of jail. That's the line that nobody's seeing about Jay-Z. He been getting a lot of people out of jail.
So is Kim Kardashian. I'm serious.
I don't even like her, but I give her props for that.
She's really big on prison reform.
She went to go get a whole law degree to get niggas out of jail. I respect that.
I'm cool with that.
I respect that. I can't even knock it. Really? Yeah. Well, you know her dad was a lawyer. Yeah. So, you know.
Her dad was the lawyer.
He was the Mr. Rob Kardashian was the truth, right?
Yeah. No, I just feel like the time, like we're witnessing history in hip hop. We're witnessing history in our lives right now. The shit that's happening, but all of it is very reactive.
A lot of it is reactive. A lot of it is forced, and there's a lot of fake ass Black Lives Matter.
Of course,
love going on out
here. It's the biggest marketing push right now. It's all black. Oh, we support and we're part of.
Right.
Black Lives Matter itself is owned by a white person.
Another thing I don't agree with that a lot of people do, and if you notice, like you'll see it on Facebook. Like if you're on Facebook quite a bit, you'll see it. It's like a subject come up or a challenge come up, and it's like people just got this sheep mentality where everybody's doing this, and if everybody's doing this, then y'all aren't highlighting what we should be talking about, because everybody, it's cool, yeah, we want to see your kids, yeah, that's fine, but if you ain't seen your kids until National Kid Day, fuck that kid.
I don't really understand. Right? I really don't understand why people put their kids online like that anyway.
Fuck that kid. If you wait 365 days to post that child, that kid either ugly or that's all it is. That kid ugly.
I don't think so, bro. Because maybe you like me. Maybe you like me. Like, you got all these kids coming up missing, right? Yeah. All these different kids coming up missing. That's because niggas sitting there watching people's posts, watching where they going, watching where they are.
They are making it easy.
They know what your children look like. They know all this about you. You put your whole life on Instagram.
I don't know nobody whose kid has been kidnapped personally, and I hope it don't happen. But I do know people who kids done ran away, and we've been the same age. So if I'm 34 and you 34, the oldest your kid is gonna be is like maybe 13 or 14. What the fuck are you doing where your 14-year-old is running away from home as a parent?
Right.
I see you on social media all the time. You doing this, you out drinking, you having a good time, and then 2 days later, my kid ran away from home.
You should be super cool.
Like, where's the dad? Are you being the mom, or vice versa? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
But judging folks,
I'm not judging the situation. I'm saying if you on here following challenges and doing this and doing that, like, when are you parenting?
Oh, I don't know. I ain't got no children.
And I'm not going out looking for nobody kid.
What'd you say, Z?
Wait a minute.
What'd you say, Z? Whatever stuff.
One man's opinion about
you need to adopt.
Why?
No, because if somebody posts their kid is missing, I'm gonna go look and see what you've been doing for the past week.
Why are you worried about that? That's weird, boy.
That ain't weird. I want to know what. No. Well, why you want me looking for him if you ain't looking for him? It's like,
once again,
every time you get an Amber Alert, you gonna run outside.
You trying to look for
the They got the license plate.
I don't see LCX 897. All right, let me go back in.
I ain't gonna lie. Maybe this is bad on my part, but I ignore all Amber Alerts.
Damn.
I do, cause it now depends on the age. It depends.
You got a preference?
It depends on the age. If it's like 14-year-old, 15-year-old girl, I'm like, oh, she ducked off of somebody.
That's a silver alert.
I hate it. Ain't no damn silver alert. Now I pay attention to the silver alerts. I do. I be like, hold on, this an old person listening.
Silver alerts be like, nah. You know, especially.
What? Why would it be near me?
No.
Why was it?
Why do you know? No. First off, we be getting some ridiculous ass hamburgers. This shit be from San Antonio. They adopted a kid at 7 o'clock from San Antonio, but they posted in Houston. If I know I'm gonna be home before 7:30, it ain't no point in me looking for that car. No way. They got here that fast.
I'm not looking for that car.
Exactly. I know how long it takes to get from San Antonio.
I'm not looking for that car.
Now, if the kid been gone and you just now reporting it, that's on you. It's your fault I'm not looking. If you were reported it 2.5 hours ago, I will be looking.
Nah.
But if it's all the way in San Antonio, Dallas, and it just happened, I'm not looking.
I'm not looking for no commonly made car with
Nissan Lumina.
Right. With fresh tags. Nigga got all license plate. Nigga ain't got no reason for the cops to stop him.
And no windows. If the laws ain't pulling them over by now,
come on, man.
You
gone.
But I actually, there's a setting on your phone for Amber Alerts, and you can turn it off because it's a push notification. And I found it just doing some other shit one day, and I went to turn it off, but it's like, I can't. Like, something in me won't let me because it's like...
You're going to miss that one Amber Alert.
I'm going to miss that one Amber Alert, and I'll pass him on the freeway. It's me, a little kid's face smushed up against the white man window. You just got to know, if you missed it, there was a lot of more people on the road that missed it, too.
If a kid passing about 15 cars like that.
And the way Lovey drives, she passing the car. They not passing you. If they passing you, the police already behind them.
You know, back in the day, kids used to put that help me sign in the window.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Nigga, that's it. Like,
fuck around and...
When I was little, I used to like try to keep a still face in the back seat of the car. And I would just look out the window, and one little kid was like, Mommy, we gotta save him. I was just looking like sad as shit. On the way to church, but the mama was...
Why did I know you was on the way to church?
The mama was like, hell no. I was like, ain't that small ass shit?
Right, she was
didn't even look concerned.
He all right.
But then again, it was a white kid and white mama, and I was a little black boy in the back seat.
They got a car, he ain't sad.
Oh, man, I hate it. Well, y'all, we're going to take a little musical break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some old shit. I'm Miss Lovey, Queen of all things indie. This is the Let It Jam Radio fam. We'll be